Welcome to WLA News. I'm Aaron Ree.
And I'm Buddha Quake. Our top story tonight, House Sauropoda held an awards ceremony at the end of the Tourney of Tales to acknowledge a few Sauropodan citizens. And we have new peers of the realm. We were invited to join the press box, so we have full coverage of the ceremony.
My esteemed fellow House leaders, Tome Knights, Literomancers, and all honored guests, before we conclude this gathering at which we celebrated our recent victories, I would like you all to witness as I bestow special recognition on 4 residents of the Sauropodan Protectorate who distinguished themselves above and beyond all expectations during the latest war against the undead horde. Would Captain Dazzlycat please come stand before me?
I'm here, King Bob.
Captain Dazzlycat, as leader of my Raptor squad, you are expected to protect our people and, of course, myself, no matter how difficult I may make that task in combat situations. In the recent Word War, you did these things, but you did much more. Your tactical decisions, your masterful coordination of our Avis allies and drone resources against aerial threats, your efficient handling of the vast swarms of refugees from fallen houses in the last weeks of the war, all these things represent dedication and service far beyond what could have been expected of any Tome Knight. It is therefore my privilege to bestow upon you the title of Grand Champion of the Sauropodan Order, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. You are henceforth to be known as Lord Captain Dazzlycat, GCSO. As a symbol of your status, I present you with the insignia of your new rank, the pauldrons of the Triceratops. Would Junglebike and Trashy please present yourselves before me?
Oh, I'm right here, King Bob. Hey, King Bob, I'm here.
Junglebike and Trashy, your dedication to our house and our people during the Word War did not go unnoticed. Neither did your bravery. Junglebike, you willingly carried Captain Dazzlycat into peril and across treacherous terrain many times, without regard for your own well-being. Trashy, though it was not your only act of bravery, your stout defense of the coffee shack and your willingness to defend it to the death did not go unnoticed. It is therefore my privilege to bestow upon each of you the title of Cavalier of the Sauropodan Order, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. You henceforth shall be called Sir Junglebike, CSO, and Sir Trashy, CSO. As a symbol of your status, I present you with the insignias of your new station, the sash of the Sauropodan Order. Wear it with pride and dignity.
Right on! Oh, I'm so honored!
One more, folks. Would Salili Nutcracker please present yourself before me?
What? Me? Yes, oh, heck. Yes, Your Majesty.
Salili Nutcracker, when the assault upon our capital here at Mount Mitchell became obvious, I put out a call for all Literomancers to help in whatever ways they could. Many fled in fear, and I cannot blame them. But you, a squirrel, living in a place surrounded by those capable of assuming far more frightening shapes, did not flee. You answered the call. It is therefore my privilege to bestow upon you the title of Cavalier of the Sauropodan Order, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. You henceforth shall be called Lady Salila, CSO. As a symbol of your status, I present you with the insignia of your new station, the sash of the Sauropodan Order. Wear it with pride and dignity. I can also inform you that a seat as a student at the Mount Mitchell Academy for Advanced Literomantic Study has been reserved for you with our compliments. And while I am aware that you have received offers of employment from One World News, and possibly a position at another house, know that you not only have our blessing and best wishes, but should you desire to remain near your home, a position in the newly opened Filking Studies branch of the Academy is yours for the asking.
I'm honored, sir. Thank you. I would love that.
And that concludes our presentations. I will end by thanking all the houses for their efforts and for the cooperation and camaraderie shown during the war and the tourney that now concludes. Together we are stronger, and together we will keep the threat of the Horde at bay for all time. Thank you.
Well, it's really nice to see Lord Captain Dazzlecat get some of the recognition she deserves. Sir Junglebike, too. And I finally saw the full One World broadcast of the Battle of Mount Mitchell. Sir Trashy was impressive at the Kona Coffee Shack. I understand we offered work to Sir Salali. Is it Sir or Lady? And is it Salali or Salili or...
I asked too. Sir Salali Nutcracker is what they've decided to go with, I understand. They're non-binary. King Bob just appears to be struggling with the pronouns a bit, though it's clear he's making an effort, since Salali is AMAB, assigned male at birth, just in case some of our viewers are unfamiliar with the term. Sir Salali is better known as the Captioner, the one who caused the huge sensation with the Mount Mitchell broadcast. Actually, that's quite a story, and we should probably ask them to join us for an interview sometime.
Think they'd come?
Probably. And if we get Lord Galacrond or Queen Sable to ask them, they perform metal filks, and I understand Sir Salali is a fan. Actually, Tempest might even have an in. They've done a few of those.
Well, tell you what then, Sir Salali, if you're watching our show, if you're willing to come and do an interview with us, I'll ask Sable and Gala to do a living room style concert performance for you. Think Tempest will join in too?
Tempest? Join a filking session? I don't know, Aaron. That could be a hard sell.
You're right then. Well, congratulations to our new peers. If any of you would like to come and do an interview, we'd be glad to have you. All right, Buddha, what's next?
The Literomantic games wrapped up with a show-stopping finish. While House Ilurus maintained a lead for most of the games, House Lapin squeaked ahead in points at the very last second. Also making a strong showing were House Meles and House Chiroptera, with House Sauropoda jumping in at the final leg of the games to collect a few last-minute points. House Mollusca and House Avis were absent from the games. I don't suppose you know why, do you, Aaron?
I understand House Mollusca is concerned with things under the waves currently.
Currently? Really?
Okay, I couldn't help it. And House Avis seems to be struggling at the moment, too. We have to see if they return for the next tourney.
I suppose we will. In overall individual points, Archon Mycolovoid of House Ilurus and Dame Duochan fan of House Lapin tied for the gold medal. Queen Sable of House Lapin and Feral Sir Fox of House Ilurus tied for the silver, and Seneschal Dame Shyred Fox of House Meles and the Bard with many names of House Ilurus tied for the bronze.
Yeah, Sable was really happy to be on the podium. She said to me, and I quote, "And they always pick me last for the sports teams."
Well, congratulations to all the medalists and all the participants. Panda Polymarch Senna Nightshade, one of the organizers of the event, said that it was such a success that they intend to bring it back at the July tourney, with a few modifications made to the events after participant feedback. And the Tourney of Tales in the Sauropodan Swamp also wrapped up with House Meles winning the pennant, aided by House Ilurus and followed closely by House Lapin. Next in the standings was House Mollusca, then House Sauropoda, and finally House Chiroptera. Well done to all the Literomancers keeping their skills sharp in the tourney.
I think after the brutality of the last World War, everyone is especially keen, but fortunately with our spouses' clandestine activities as Shy Red Fox, people are also taking time to rest up. They're going to need all those internal batteries charged come November.
And speaking of their clandestine activities, glitter storms are slowly petering out, although Tempest tells me there was a glitter dust storm in the Coachella Valley part of the Lapin Protectorate recently. While high winds and dust storms are not uncommon in the region, desert residents are still trying to get the glitter out of the many golf courses. Oof, I do not want to think about what that much glitter would do to a lawnmower.
Me neither. I'm glad to hear the glitter storms are starting to recede, though. It can't be good for the environment.
Definitely not. And did anyone ever figure out why they were happening?
I don't think so, but I remember hearing a rumor that it was all because of all the undead left wandering around after the war who had no one left to filk them alive again.
Oh, wow, that's terrible. Is it true?
How the hell should I know? I said it was a rumor, didn't I?
Well, we'll hope that's not it, I guess. Kind of makes our spouses flinging glitter everywhere during the tourney a lot more morbid. Now, moving on. The investigation into the Littoromantic incident at the Willows has been closed by the police, citing lack of concrete evidence of foul play. Ausla commanders Katoipoi and DM Stretch could not be reached for comment, nor could Brocktree and Seneschal's Purple Heart or Shy Red Fox. Well, that's odd.
They're probably just frustrated and maybe a little embarrassed, too. Clearly somebody made an oops, and Sable doesn't like to be embarrassed.
Well, I guess I could see that. However, I understand the Penwall ritual was successful, although Archon Mycolovoid was injured due to... looks like it's unclear if it's magical backlash or magic drain, and is in recovery at the newly built Stripes Hospital.
Magic drain, actually, but not as severe as some Littoromancers, not mentioning any names, but a couple of bunnies we know pretty well, suffered during the war. Recovery seems to be proceeding quickly, or so the doctors say.
Yeah, a couple of bunny lunatics. You know, Tempest says they share a brain cell.
Wouldn't surprise me. Maybe it's the part they... never mind.
And while we're on the subject of those bunny lunatics, Queen Sable, Prince Tempest, Panda Polemarch, Senna Nightshade, and Dame Flub were all treated for injuries sustained in a ritual to battle the original Night King. Any further insight for us, Aaron? That's all we've got in the news release.
I don't recall that, and even if I did, I would not be at liberty to discuss it.
All right. I understand this ritual was also successful?
So it seems.
Well, Tempest says they got stabbed in the shoulder and didn't even notice. Can't say I'm surprised. They always said that'd be the case. But anyway, our final story tonight, the Chiropteran Protectorate has released some footage from Queen Terra's high-profile birthday tea party, which I understand was also Squish's birthday.
1 year ago today, I was born into Golem existence, and here we are, celebrating my birthday in the cavern, with all the house leaders, their bodyguards, and many other Littoromancers, in a tea party. Most people are heading to the gardens to have their tea there. If you're at the big table in the celebration hall around Queen Tara, it's also her birthday. Here are some people coming through the portal now. I accept all treats, yes.
Happy birthday, Tara.
Guess I'll go to the main party table now.
I'm a little late.
Queen Sable looked a little worse for wear. Can you provide some insight, Aaron? Was she attacked again?
Yeah, by a rambunctious bunny toddler and chocolate. Luna got into a chocolate cake just before the party, and she's gluten and lactose intolerant. She was sick. It was a mess. Completely ruined Sable's dress. As I'm sure you know, Sable only keeps a few dresses for official functions because she believes in funding the Protectorate needs first. So she was already late, and she grabbed the first available thing to wear, a t-shirt and jeans.
Jeans with holes in them?
Sable prefers to wear casual clothes around the warm when she has no official function scheduled. And hey, I understand air-conditioned jeans are just the current style. God knows only why.
I hope Queen Tara wasn't offended.
No, I understand everyone had a really good time, and Queen Tara even wrote a new filk for the occasion. Sable thought it was a really good one, too. Sable said Queen Tara just laughed the whole incident off because everyone expects her to be late. I bet the gossip columns are going to have a feeding frenzy with this one, but I doubt Sable's going to give a shit. She's frugal with the public's money, and she was being a mom. Big scandal, right?
Well, when you put it that way, yeah. And that's our show for tonight.
Thanks for joining us, and as always, you can support us on Patreon, YouTube, Twitch, our website, all the usual places.
Thanks again, and may the words be ever in your favor.